Them gal was shake up their body. Do you hear me? Yeah. Driver, it's like you're not studying me.
Welcome to the Ms Francois Show, where comedy meets reality. Today, we have a young lady by the name of Hannah Abney. She's originally from California. She's a stand-up comic, a comedian, and a writer. She presently lives in New York City and has performed all over the city and is currently in production for her upcoming multimedia vlog called Legs. I don't know what legs she have because she's like 4 feet 2, but whatever. Legs. I mean, Hannah Abney, please make us laugh.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Ms Francois, you're making me laugh for too. Thank you. I love being tiny. So I'm in a relationship right now, and I'm very happy to be in a relationship. I've never been in one before. So when I met my boyfriend, I didn't know what to do. And I was asking around. Everyone's like, the way to a man's heart is the stomach. So I was just swallowing all the time. I thought they meant his, like my stomach, and not his. So, but I've learned to cook, so we're off to a better start. It's nice. My breath is a lot better now as well. It's good. It's a miracle I'm in a relationship. A little about me, my family's very eclectic. I'm from California. My mom's a Jew from Brooklyn. My dad's a hog farmer from Missouri. And I have a twin sister with blonde hair and blue eyes. She's an Aryan princess. But so dating I've never been very good at because my dad somehow was in charge of teaching my sister and I how to date. And he grew up on a farm in the 50s with only brothers. So he didn't know how to raise girls. So he spoke to us like we were guys. And he'd say things like, well, shoot, girls. One of these days you're going to be necking with a guy. Now that's fine. Just don't get anybody pregnant. Like, okay, Daddy. I didn't know for the longest time I couldn't do that to somebody else. So when I started dating, I would always try to just make guys my best friend, you know, try to lure them in and make them feel real comfortable. I was very much the sexual predator in that sense. You know, be like, you want to come to my place? I got some Batman comics. Got some Xbox. What? You want to talk Star Wars? Because we could do that. And I'd say things that they hear from their guy friends, like, dude, I was with this chick the other night. I tore it up. I had it screaming. I don't think it counts if it's yourself. It's very misleading. Yeah, I play with my girly parts a lot. I call my vagina Bonnie Tyler because she's holding out for her hero. Represent. If you're a fan of the 80s, you'll get that reference. She also has big hair, so it works. You know. Bonnie and I, we're good friends, you know, we're good friends. We only really hang out, though, when we're both very frustrated because I am tiny, but I'm filled with rage. I'm like a Sour Patch Kid, so I'm very aggressive. Like me masturbating, it's like a horny schnauzer just like humping a pillow aggressively. Like, let's go, come on, Golden Girl starts in 5 minutes, finish up. But me and Buddy, we have a lot in common. We're both binge eaters. We like to eat. I like to binge on Chinese food. Bonnie likes 20-something stoners. So that's how my boyfriend is, and it's working out great. It's lovely. I'm very lucky I got in a relationship when I did because I was in the market for a new vibrator for the longest time. Word. I didn't want to get one because they're too expensive and they're not realistic, right? Right? Have you ever met a penis that vibrates? No, not unless you meet a guy with Parkinson's penis, right? He's like, he's got the shakes, he's happy to see you. In which case, give him my number. But so what I used to do before I met my boyfriend is I would just go online and I would read reviews for vibrators I'd like to purchase, and I'd just masturbate to those. And it's good enough. It's good enough. It's reading Amazon, and you're like, marvelous. Yeah, I'm doing a lot better now than I used to be. Before I met my boyfriend, I was in like pretty much a dry spell, I was in a hot mess phase. You know you're at a low point in life when everyone you run into just asks you how your cat's doing. And I would just say, she's teaching Pilates. She's very flexible. You also know that you haven't been dating, and this is how I knew I needed to get back out there. One day I was in a coffee shop, and I farted so loud, I heard it over my headphones. Yeah, it tells you a lot about where your dating life is at when that happens. And it was a hipster coffee shop, too, so it was very tiny, and I was on one of these elevated stools, and this guy was at, like, a shorter stool behind me, so it was like I technically farted in his face, so I didn't get a number that way. I used to drink a lot, too. I was such a hot mess. I had to stop drinking, though. This is how I knew I had to stop drinking. I'll leave you guys with this. Because my cat would judge me, right? Cats are judgmental. They always give you that face like, I'm like, you don't pay rent. Why are you judging me? But I would always know how wasted I'd been based on how my cat treated me the following day, like how disappointed she was in me. And one night I got so white girl wasted, I had ramen, and I didn't remember I had ramen until I woke up the next morning and I saw it on the floor next to my bed. And my cat's just sitting there next to it, staring, like waiting for me to wake up. And then she barfs right next to my barf and walks away. It was like a declaration of her disgust. Like, you're going to clean this up, and while you're at it, clean up your act, okay? All right, I'm Hannah Abney. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, Ms Abney. She's funny as well as beautiful. You really need to actually look her up, because I thought she wouldn't have been that funny, but she was actually funny. I have a penis that does not vibrate, so I don't know where you shop, but you need to chill it out. Don't worry, we'll exchange numbers. We'll figure that out. Viewers, today's segment is called Envisioning Your Soulmate. Oh, yes, okay. We will focus on something called a vision board, which will help you to accomplish any goals that you may have, and especially finding someone special. Today's guest is Dailisha Eve Rodriguez. She told me to say all three names. I guess she thinks she's special. She is an empowerment coach, a motivational speaker, founder, and executive director. Basically, she don't have a job. She just has titles. So she's a director of something called Hey There, Beautiful Inc. Okay. It's a non-profit empowerment woman. She's empowering women and, non-profit. I definitely not participated in that. I'm all for profit. So let's go straight to Dee. Hi, Dee.
Hello, how are you?
I just don't want to.
I am special.
Apparently, you just brought a bunch of people to clap because they wasn't clapping when I came on.
I pay them. I pay them well.
So we're here to talk about vision boards.
Yes.
Tell me, what is a vision board? And what's the real purpose of it?
It's really to see your future. A vision board is something that you can future cast. It's pictures, it's letters, it's words, and it's things that you wake up to inspire you in the morning, right? It's like music in the morning. You see something, you see your visions for the world, and you're able to really move in that direction.
So works the same way as me just writing down my goals and having it on the wall? Isn't that almost the same thing? What's the difference?
The difference is that you can physically see yourself in that space. So my vision board last year, I had Miami, I had LA, and I had New York on it, and I was able to travel to all three places before the year ended. But I actually physically saw myself there. I enjoyed myself there. I felt myself there. When you write stuff down, that's great to really have goals, but really a vision board is about seeing yourself, feeling it, expressing it, being in it. Your toes are in the sand. So that's what the vision board is. It's really being there before you get there.
Okay, you just made me a little uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
But I understand what you're trying to get across. So, like you mentioned last year, your vision board. So you're saying that you change your vision board every year, or how often should somebody change a vision board?
Typically, you should be changing it every quarter because I'm a business owner with all these titles. So you should be changing it every quarter, quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, because what you may have asked for, you may put something in the beginning of the year and may come to fruition, so you get to do another one. I tell people at least twice a year to create something.
Goodness gracious, I gotta change mine. I had mine for like 4 years. Okay, apparently I'm doing something wrong.
No.
Since this show is focused on relationship, how can a vision board help me to find my man, girl? Because I've been looking for a man for quite a while. The only reason I have this show is to find a man. I really don't care what you're going to talk about, just the part where how I find a man. So tell me that part.
You really get to know what you want, because it's the difference between saying you want a man, but you want a loyal man, a handsome man, a chocolate man,
6'3",
a 6'3" man. So you get to put that on your vision board, right? Instead of just putting a man, because any old body may just come up to you and say that they want to be with you, right? So you really get to be specific. Put on that chocolate sexy man, cut him out, and put where he is in his life, right? If he has money, does he have a car? Does he have a job? Does he have kids? All of that stuff encompasses your man. You got to be really specific in what you want.
So how did you get so, like, you see how you're intense, you're like into this whole vision board. How did you even come to start doing all these things about vision board and having so much belief in a vision board?
So I learned love through death. So when my grandmother passed away, I started the organization, the nonprofit, in 2014. And then my dad passed away shortly after from stage 4 cancer, right? But even in the mix of it, they kept saying, keep going, because there's something more. And so what I learned and what I know is that through that, and all those different things that happen, I get to be stronger and I get to be happier than I was yesterday, right? And I get to envision my world. And so the reason I feel this way and I am this way is because I see it before it happens. I'm there before it happens. I know it's gonna happen because I believe in it. So you really gotta believe, like, your man is coming. You say, my man is coming. My man is coming. My man is coming. Yes, yes, yes. Believe it, feel it, smell it, taste it. And yes, all of that. You see, yeah, feel it. You see how I'm feeling? Yeah, feeling yourself. Go ahead.
It's like,
Yes.
So how has a vision board helped you in relationships or anything for that matter?
Story time.
Yeah, story time, girl. Tell me a story.
Before I met the person I'm with, and I've been with him for 7 years, I was, working 2 jobs, and I walked in on my boyfriend who was staying with me to a naked girl in the closet. And I said to myself, I'm never gonna love again.
You walk in and then what? You just walk to the closet?
No, I walked. I couldn't get in my apartment. I couldn't get in the apartment. And then I said, can you open the door? When I walked in, he's there in boxers. And I looked at him and said, you think I'm stupid? And I opened up my closet and there's a naked woman there. And in that moment, I said, I will never trust again. But it was through someone loving me that I learned how to trust. And now it's been 7 years. We're doing okay, right? It's been that long, but it really took trial and error to get to where I am. And it took being burned to have that power and say, I'm a queen. I'm powerful. And you're going to treat me that way because I say so, right? Because people treat us the way we allow them to treat us. So when you want your king, you want your queen, pull out that royal throne, pull out that red carpet for yourself and allow them to treat you that way.
You sure it's not Reverend?
No, not at all, not at all.
Oh, so with that, right? So because of those situations and you moving forward, are you in a relationship right now?
I'm in a relationship.
Yeah, because people don't want to hear you all into vision board and then you
and
single.
And then I say
okay,
no.
They'll be like, it don't work, she lying.
No,
okay.
I've been with someone for a while now.
Okay, how much is a while? A day, a week?
It'll be 7 years. In November. Yeah, I'm excited. He's been good to me, and he's a chef, so he keeps me, keeps me nice and tidy. Yeah.
He keeps you curvy.
He keeps me curvy. You have all these curves, right?
So how did you land that person you're with now? Was a vision board involved in that also?
I You know, it's so funny. I was speaking someone named Alexander or something into existence of his middle name. That's his middle name. And I always said I want to be with a chef who has an A in his name. And this was when I was in the shower, single, alone, singing Beyonce, thinking I'm doing something great with my life. And so he came along and I met him online. And I met him online. I made him wait 2.5 hours. I was 2.5 hours late to our date.
You did it on purpose, or
I
there
was
was an accident?
nervous. No, I was nervous. I was in the car changing. I was on the expressway throwing stuff all over the place, putting on makeup, crying, laughing, crying. I didn't know what I was getting into, but I knew that I liked him. It was something funny about him. And we went out on a date, and I got home at we went to the pier after we went to dinner, and we had a long conversation, and he has not stopped calling me ever since.
And where you meet this man? Because apparently I'm doing something wrong.
I met him online. I met him on a dating app.
All right.
I'm going to write it down for you, yeah.
All right, okay.
I will. I'll get you the info.
Yeah, thank you. So, okay. Oh, why it is when you tell people to turn their phone off, they don't know how to turn their phone off? You see, that's why you shouldn't have people in the studio, you know. Bringing the whole people off the block and they had their phone on. So, with that said, with your story, I just want to continue. Beside, you know, how the certain things you've been through and the relationship you have now, what does your vision board, like for now, have on it for the future?
Money.
Oh.
Money, yachts. I want to go to Paris for Christmas. There's a big old Eiffel Tower on it. There's resilience, the things I want to bear. I get to release more weight. I'm down 75 pounds. I'm excited about that because it's a journey, right? But there's just money, and it's just money thrown in the air all over me. I just want to feel it, smell it, taste it, and then I want to bless others. So there's really that empowerment piece. But there's a lot of where I want to go because I want to travel. And so that's the big thing, and a lot of money and a lot of love, you know, love.
At least you know what you want. So with that said, I want to take this second now to go to a quick break. When we come back, you will hear more about Dee, and she making sure that I find a man because I'm tired of coming on the show and nobody ain't calling me. What's the problem? You all see her wearing all these cute outfits. It's for a reason. So come on back and we'll hear more about Vision Board and envisioning your soulmate.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Oh, I look really. Oh yes, where was I? Welcome back to the Ms Francois Show, the show that focuses on relationships with a comedic twist. I'm here with our guest, Ms D. She's not only here to help us find that special someone utilizing a vision board, but she's also here to help us find ourselves. So let's take it straight back to Ms D.
Yes.
And you know what, it'd be nice if they start clapping, but it's fine.
They're missing their cues. They're missing the cues.
Make sure they don't come back on the show, okay? Bring new people.
Okay, they're missing the cues.
So we left off where did we left off? We were talking about money, that's your new vision, so forth and so on. But one of the things you also mentioned is that we want certain things in a man, right? But you mentioned to me there's 3 tips and certain things we need to be focused on.
Yes.
So look at that. Those 3 tips so happen to be on the screen.
Whoa, I love that.
So bless us with your info on these 3 tips and why is this something we should definitely focus on.
So my first tip is date yourself, right? Connect deeper. what I found in my relationship was I didn't know myself, and I was not able to allow him to love me until I learned to love myself. And it really wasn't until year 3. I walked out on him 3 times because I was so afraid of him
person
loving
you
me. The
with
person
now?
I'm with right now,
Okay.
yeah, story time. Right? And so really date yourself. Know what you want. Know where you like to be touched. Know where you want to go to restaurants. Know what you want to eat. So when you are having conversations with your potential king, your potential mate, because I'm gonna really speak that into existence for you, right? You know yourself and you know what your threshold is. You know what your value is. You know what you're worth. We're so busy trying to find love, we don't know our value. And the first thing we take is, we take the 99-cent guy when there's a millionaire that's there waiting for you, right?
Yeah.
But we're just gonna take him to fill the gap because I'm lonely, because I don't feel good about myself. But, I'm here to tell you, you are amazing. You are empowered. You are a queen. Wait for your king. Don't go out there with a jester or a popper who's trying to make things happen, right?
But the only issue is I have eggs, right? And I'm at the point where as soon as I walk, the eggs just roll out.
They roll
right?
out. Nobody's catching them?
No, nobody, girl. so in the back of my mind, even though I'm like, yes, I'm getting to know myself, I'm doing all these things, blah, 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 I'm dating myself, that's great. But then in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, I have a clock and I need to get pregnant yesterday. And it's according to how you grow up. I grew up where my mom wants me to be married. I want to be married. Yes, I could pop something in and make an egg and whatever, but I don't want to do that. So my thing is, when you have this stuff in the back of your mind, which starts to scare you, like what do you do? Because I'm dating myself, but I need to get pregnant.
So you get to go out and date, right? And you get to find yourself through other people so that you don't know what you want. Before I met Jason, I was a serial dater. So Monday it was Red Lobster. Tuesday it was Olive Garden. Wednesday it was the movies. Thursday you're taking me to go see something on Broadway. And Friday you're going to take me to a spot. I was a serial dater, and I got to know myself through every person. And I'm seeing them in my mind. It's hilarious. But I got to know myself through all those people. I didn't like somebody who was smacking their gums. I knew he wasn't good when I had to pick him up at the bus stop. I knew he was no good when he brought his 4 kids and was like, do you have car seats? I'm like, this ain't the life I want, right? So I became a serial dater, but I got to know myself because, people will tell you one thing, and really it's the actions behind it. So I want to see your actions. Are you going to bring me flowers? Are you going to rub my feet? Are you going to go and meet my friends and family? Are you going to put up a photo of me on Instagram? And so I started dating a lot, right? And those eggs will eventually, they will seal themselves up in some way, right? They'll seal themselves up, right? You can just close your legs. I'll show you that technique, right? That's the next technique I'm going to tell Ms Francois, the sealing egg thing, right? And so, with that being said, you really find yourself through other people. You're not going to know if you're sitting at home, with 15 cats drinking wine. It's the same episode of Grey's Anatomy. You know she gonna die. You know they're not gonna be together. She gonna come back, right? And so, but we know what's gonna happen. But we sit in this funk. Go out and date. Go explore. How are you gonna know yourself if you're sitting at home with yourself?
You know what it is? Sometimes I'm like, it's so much work.
It is a lot of work. But listen, it's worth putting a bra on. I got my man by putting on a bra and getting out. So.
Okay. So date yourself, connect deeper. The second tip is
know what you want. Know what you want. You know what you want, but you're so afraid to say it. I knew what I wanted. I wanted a king. I wanted somebody who's going to cook, who's going to rub. I could take my shoe off, rub my feet. I could hail a cab. He's going to pay for the cab. He will do anything it takes to have you. And it feels good. That's why I feel good. It tingles from the tip of your head to the bottom of your feet. You know love when you feel it, because there's no way to describe it. It's a feeling. It's like when you eat your favorite dish and it's hitting. But you got to know what you want in order to make that happen.
damn.
That's how good it is, girl. That's how good it is.
But you know what some people say, you know what you want. So what about the people that make those long lists?
The people that make those long lists, you can make lists all day, but if you're not dating and you're not seeing potential in these partners, what are you checking off if you're on your own and you're by yourself? And then the other piece is, I have a friend who had not been in a relationship. It's been about 17 years she has been in a relationship. And she just found her match and she showed me pictures. And I said, if you were on a dating app, you would have swiped right. She goes, yeah, he is not my type. But we're so busy swiping because he has a big nose. He's ugly. Hey, look at that beard. Oh, he got 5 kids. We're swiping, but go out because you never know what you're going to find.
So true. You're wise.
I know. And beautiful.
And tip number 3, be open to possibilities.
Be open to what's next. He may want to take you to a skating rink, and then I don't want to skate. Go experience life. Go out there and be open. You don't know what he has to offer until you go out. Go experience it. Go be in it. Go have food that you've never had before. Go be in a place. Just be open and experience life. We're so busy making lists, running around, doing laundry, feeding our cats, that we're not open. We're closed. We have that list, right? So be open to what's going to come up and what's next, because he's out there. He is absolutely out there. You just have not connected.
His name and number?
Yeah,
Because
I'm
you
going to give it
sound
to you
like
later. Yeah, I'm not going to give it out online,
Oh,
because,
okay,
right?
okay.
We want to make sure that you get that.
So I have a vision board. So I wanted you to just show me or tell me where I went wrong, or if I'm on the right path with this vision board.
Okay, let me
So
see this vision board.
Let me show you my vision board.
I'm ready for it.
Okay. So this is my vision board, right? So I'm thinking, and for the record, he broke up with his girlfriend. I found this out recently. So there's a very high chance. So you see the kids right there?
They're beautiful.
So what am I doing wrong, or what am I doing right with my vision board?
You have there are 6 billion people in the world. You have one person up there.
Well, yeah, but I have different pictures of the same person.
Why the same person? Why isn't it 37 different guys? Why isn't it something different? I see where you're going.
You said you said I
and-
need to know what I want, and I decided this is what I want.
So why aren't you at his studio?
Girl, I already got my ticket.
There you go. See? Go get what's yours.
I'm coming, Trevor. Okay, the Miss Noah Show. That song's
I love that, the Miss Noah Show. That's what we should call it from now on. Go get your man.
Okay. You heard it here first, everyone. Okay. She said that I can get me some Trevor Noah. You say I have to feel it, I have to say it. Trevor, how to spell Trevor? T-R. Trevor, you're watching? Ms Francois, okay? I already picked our kid's name. It's MJ, because I love Michael Jackson, and Trevor Jr. They're twins. Girl, after this show, I better get my man, because I know where you work, okay?
I thought I just had a lot of
Because you
titles.
can't be putting all this positive thing into the atmosphere, getting me all hype and excited about vision board, about all the 3 tips, and then, I don't get my man. Okay?
You make that happen. You got it. You got it.
So
Look at you. You
excited.
working it. I see it.
I believe, because he was with this girl for since 2015, so I believe when I heard they break up, I was like, oh my God, this is it. And I love Africa. I'm from a warm climate. He's from a warm climate. See, we have things in
It just
common
makes
already.
sense. Yes, I love it. Yes. Match made in heaven.
But thank you so much, Dailisha. I had such a fun time.
Thank you for
You're
having me.
very interesting. And I thought you would have been boring as hell. Well, I see, and you never know, you never know. So I just want to say thank you to our comedian, Ms Hannah Abney. Don't worry, girl, I got you on that vibrating penis. Girl, I got you. Special thanks to Ms Dailisha Eve Rodriguez, a.k.a. D. And her very bad audience. I didn't clap on point, but it's okay. I honestly hope this episode has inspired you to start your own vision board. And if not, it's just because you're lazy. Just go buy a board, get some pictures, cut it out, do something, start somewhere. Don't put Trevor on your board, because that's my man. So again, thank you all for tuning in. You know to like, follow me. You all know what to do. Subscribe, YouTube. What is the problem? How many times do I have to say this? You're stupid. That's Trinidadian, C-H-U-P-I-D. You're stupid. So remember, Ms Francois is always saying exactly what you're thinking. Ms Dailisha, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Girl,
having me.
I'm gonna get my man. Ooh, I'm amazing.